Wait, did I do this right or do this wrong? There we are. Darn, I did it wrong.
Oh man, we'll have to roll with it.
Well, I actually.
Wait. Let's see if we can. Hey, you go. Hey. Oh, that's right. Fuck. That reminded me of Jay and Silent Bob.
I gotta give it to my boy Kevin Smith, man. He's doing Silent Bob so many movies is kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his talks that are supposed to be like an hour long, and it's like 4 hours. And I can only imagine. You know, I think you think it's almost like kind of a funny thing for him to be silent through the movie. Not to say that he's long-winded or anything, but I think he does like to talk.
Well, I'll tell you this: when I was younger and I was really getting to know Kevin Smith, remember I didn't follow into the geek stuff till later, but I would kind of come into the interviews with him, but I never would see the ones like where he would talk, or you just see little sound bites, little clips or something of him. Mm-hmm. And then I saw all the Silent Bob movies, all the Viewski movies, and then I'd be like, Silent Bob character, I bet you the actor really does talk. I bet you he's a talker. And then I found out he talks a lot, dude. But he's entertaining though, man. I mean,
his presence it'll capture you. You'll get sucked into a story of his so easily.
Oh yeah, dude. And also, I've used those stories now like as like just stories to pass down, because I like the one story of his that he likes to talk about where he had to find a connection with his father, and the connection was his dad. I mean, his dad was trying to find a connection with his son. And he always says, "What does the fat one like to do?" Oh, the fat one likes to go to the movies, so we're gonna go to the movies. And then he would just he goes his dad would check him out of school to go take him to the movies so they can have some bonding time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally doing that. I'm totally gonna do that.
Oh, 100%, man. That's what my dad did for me too.
Yeah, and I found out about you too, so it excites me.
Yeah, man. Well, and it's so interesting, you know, whenever you're looking back on it in just retrospect. You don't I mean, I never thought much of it whenever it was actually happening. I was just like, oh hell yeah, like he's taking me to go do what I want, you know, like that's all I was thinking about. I was like, oh, I want to see that movie. And even Shrek, man, I had no idea what Shrek was, and he was like, let's go see this. And he took me out in the middle of the workday. It was during summer too, and so he just took off, and we went to the movies and watched Shrek, and hey, he thoroughly enjoyed it, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's beautiful. Yeah, Shrek. I went just because I watched movies. I didn't realize how much I love animation. I have a degree in it. I didn't even realize that shit, dude. I just do what I enjoy. I don't ever like really think sometimes. But dude, what do you call it? Doing what do you call it? What you guys are doing, what Kevin Smith did. Like, I'm gonna do that. I want to be part of that team just because it just seems like it's like your kid's gonna be in school all day. You know, might as well do something with them.
Like with dinosaurs and stuff. Like there's got to be museums you can take Max to. I know for sure up here, like they have the Perot Museum where they have dinosaur skeletons and stuff like that.
Like, go check it out.
Dude, yeah, man. I feel like there's something close to you.
There's a dinosaur exhibit here, and then also go to the snake farm.
Yeah,
Snake Farm's always fun, but there's
just
also
sounds nasty. Snake Farm.
Come on to the snake farm. You're gonna come over here, and we're gonna have some nice, good old time. Come on, take a photo with this python. It don't bite that hard.
You want a snake steak? We got them over here.
The snake steak.
It's just a little patty, but it'll take care of you.
Is that vegan?
No, I don't think so. You know
it ain't vegan.
You know, the only person I think I would eat, like if they cooked up a snake, it would probably only be that predator from Prey who skinned that snake and like he just was like he's like that was a perfect deal.
I did. What's up?
Dude, by the way, I know we've kind of talked a little bit behind the scenes about like side pieces and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, what you watched? I watched a lot of side gems.
Dude, so it's a show, Yellow Jackets on Showtime. Oh my, it's very interesting. It's about a group of girls soccer like state champs, and they're going to nationals, and their plane crashes, and they're stranded for 19 months, and it just flops in between like because it happens in 1996, right? And then it goes between the present and then and like it just like goes back and forth, and they have like this little story that goes behind it. It's interesting for sure. Oh, and Ant-Man, I watched that, and I rewatched Dungeons and Dragons. Now it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh wow! Oh, it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it then. We're gonna watch it here.
Oh, it was really good. And honestly, Ant-Man, have you seen it?
No, but I ruined it for myself. I read it.
Oh,
I read the plot.
so seeing it in theaters, it was I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just was like, eh. And then I rewatched, I was like, eh, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Oh, it's available on Disney Plus now, right?
Yep.
God, see, dude, man, time has just go by so fast. I remember when I just saw that, I was like, oh, it's the 5th. I have to wait till like the 17th or something like that, or 18th.
Mhm.
And then now it's the 21st. I'm like, oh yeah. So I watched
Yeah.
it prior today. I'm gonna get some binging watching. I watched Fired on Mars. That was funny.
That's on HBO, right?
That's on HBO. That's Luke Wilson. I think Pete Davidson's in it. I can't tell, but it has a very
Pete Davidson has like his own show on Peacock with Joe Pesci as his uncle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think what do you call it? No, I think this show's really good because I want to talk about that one when I get the chance.
Yeah.
Or do like a little review on it. I guess it's kind of weird. It's kind of what I'm kind of going through a little bit, and it has humor, but it's not funny. It's a very like it's a dry satire.
So it would almost be like Passengers, but if they got there and then he lost his job as an engineer.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what Fired on Mars is. It's a graphic designer, so I'm like, oh, I know what that is. No, we'll just segue into that. Hello,
Yeah.
Ben. Welcome to Side
Oh.
by Side Movies.
Hello, CJ. Is that you?
I'm right here.
Oh my gosh. Well, hello. Good to see you this week.
I know.
We got a couple of movies we
Let's talk
watched.
about them real quick. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
break it down. We're watching Passengers. We watched Passengers 2016, PG-13, 1 hour 56 minutes. It's a drama, romance, sci-fi. A malfunction in a sleeping pod on a spacecraft traveling to a distant colony planet wakes one passenger. You know what? I didn't do my. This is gonna bother me. Sorry.
No, you good.
Oh, they're good. They're set. All right. Sorry. Anyways, I thought my all right. A malfunction in a sleeping pod on a spacecraft traveling to a distant colony planet wakes one passenger 90 years early. Director Morton that's my house, isn't it? Morton Tildum. Writers John Spots. I don't know. Spaihts. It's Jennifer Lawrence, Chris Pratt. Spats.
No, I don't
Jennifer
know.
Lawrence, Chris Pratt, and Michael Sheen. It's kind of funny how they put Jennifer Lawrence's name first, but it's like it's Chris Pratt the whole time.
No,
But,
let's see, 2016.
yeah,
Oh no, Chris Pratt. He was popping.
He was
Just
popping.
got off. He just got off Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think at that point Jennifer Lawrence is probably more
she's
of
alright.
a.
Yeah.
She was
I
she
was
was
just
killing it.
I was just saying like she probably has probably made more money and more box office, but I'm like for
yeah.
for story wise purpose, you're thinking she's gonna be like the main character.
Ah,
You know what I mean? The Super Mario Brothers Super Mario Bros. Movie, 2023, PG, 1 hour 32 minutes, animation adventure comedy. The story of the Super Mario Bros. On their journey through the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, it's beautiful. It's easy. This will trip me out. 3 directors: Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelenic, and Pierre Leduc. Writer is Matthew Fogel. And stars Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor Joy, and Charlie Day. But I also put Jack Black in the thing because it's JB, man. All right, what you think?
Jables.
Cage, let's go. We're gonna go down the journey.
Have you heard their new song, Video Games?
No, I need to.
Oh well, it's a minute long, so we'll need to have you watch that while we're doing this. Just get another Jack Black cameo in there. But yeah, no, solid movies. I gotta say, I'm just gonna get right into it, CJ. And I didn't like the way Passengers ended. I was expecting. I wanted. I don't know what I wanted, man. Here's the thing with Passengers.
Okay.
It's just under 2 hours long.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the concept is there. I mean, it's a solid concept. You know, waking up early on a space mission that's, you're not gonna make it. Not gonna make it there, right? you know, and I don't know. I think you probably could have had like 2.5 hours with this movie,
Okay.
2:45, and really kind of fleshed everything out. It felt it felt a little fast paced
Okay.
for that. I mean, even the way it started. I mean, I like that it just jumped into it. Like it's not taking off from Earth or anything like that. You don't see any of that stuff. But I mean, the dynamic of their relationship changed completely halfway through the movie, and then you don't even get to revisit how that's going to affect them the rest of their lives on this ship. And
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're looking to go for passengers too, in the in between, like whatever they're like that age, and then between when they die. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like this could have been. I don't know. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer, and it could have finished out their story a little bit, especially since she's a writer. Like they could have made that last little bit like, oh, a lot of things have changed here on the Avalon. Like it just didn't. It could have been more elegant, I guess. I
Yeah.
think I think I think this movie could have had. It could have been done at a higher level on the writing aspect. Um, like I said, it's a great concept. I feel like it was a good movie in that aspect. And I mean, even though I said it could have been stretched out to 2.5 hours, I mean, it did tell a good chunk of the story in the time that it had. I mean, it was only 2 years worth of story, right? Essentially.
Yeah, yeah, they're yeah. 1 year him alone, and then 2 years them together, or 2 years would be you two would be with them with her, him with her.
So 3 years for him total.
No, no, 2 years because it was him alone. Then he opened it. Then he opened her up, and then it was
Yeah.
1 year with her. So it's 2 years.
Okay. So I don't know, or just give a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like I needed more after that whole incident takes place. Like you just get them swimming in the pool, and they're like, "Oh, okay." Like we saved the ship once. You could have continued that on. Like, hey, we got to maintain the ship. Like shown them doing stuff. Like in that last little monologue where she's speaking, you could have, instead of having the crew open up and like, oh, it's like I did like the vegetation was growing and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know how the hell they got birds there, but you got birds flying around. Um,
Where you got the birds at?
but um, yeah, man. I mean, I just feel like the ending just kind of threw me off. At the end, I was just like, well, that was just kind of a cheap ending to me personally. I feel like that could have been done a little bit more gracefully. I,
Oh,
f-
okay.
like I feel like they could have shown them live out their life a little bit. Use a little bit of the makeup, put a little bit of wrinkles on them. Show them maintaining the ship, and then she has like a little monologue and stuff like that where she's talking about their life together and what it's like traveling and knowing you're not going to get to your destination, stuff like that. Like I said, I think this movie is the concept is there, the writing was there up until the end. The execution of the ending, I felt was that's where it got me. I was just like, eh, eh. Now Super Mario Bros.
Okay, so wait, why was Andy Garcia in this movie?
Uh, because he needed to be. Why was Lawrence Fishburne in this movie?
Well, he actually
Like,
had a character. No, he's a
yeah,
character. He has lines. Andy Garcia didn't do anything.
maybe I don't know, man.
Why is
Maybe
he in
him
this
and Chris
part?
Pratt play golf or something. And
Oh,
he's
he's
like,
like, hey, do
hey,
you want to be the
you want to be
lead?
the captain? Maybe
Yeah,
maybe he's friends with the director. I don't know. I
that's
did like
true.
that last little bit, but he has no lines. He's
He's
just
just in
look.
there.
He's looking.
Yeah.
Could have been
Um,
anybody, but
I'll
Andy
tell you the.
Garcia.
I'll tell you this. Yeah, Andy Garcia. What about Jerry Garcia? What was I gonna say? The thing about with this movie, dude. Okay, so they could have gone. Like I was watching as you were saying, I was like watching what you're describing. I was like, yeah, that's right. The ending. So let's talk about the ending. So they die. Is that what we gathered?
Oh yeah, they dead as hell, boy.
So they're dead, and then
They've they wake up. Okay, so they have 88 years to go,
yeah,
and
and
they're
then
like
the
in their 40s.
40s. Yeah.
I mean, at least Chris. Okay, We'll give it to him.
30s,
Late
30,
30s.
30s. Let's say 30.
Late 30s.
No, let's give him these 30s. Let's say
30,
30s.
35
Well,
plus.
I'd say 30 because it seems like the Jennifer Lawrence character has to be like 24 or 25 because that's the kind of a decision a 24, 25-year-old would make. You know, like
She's 35.
she's
And
35. I don't know.
they can make her look as young as she was. She's 35.
All right.
And they are both 35.
Good luck doing the
in my
math.
book.
Good luck doing the math with the 5 in there, man. Let's go.
5 plus. All right. So anyway, where were we going with that? Oh yeah, they're not making it. They're not making
So
it.
at
So
80,
they would be
like
they'd be
100.
120 now with reduction in gravity and stuff like that. Potentially a longer life, but if you're just eating the scrap that they had for 4 months worth for 5,000 people, that's another thing, dude. They pretty much screwed these people for the last 4 months of their voyage.
Took all their food.
Took all their food, and another thing too, they got stuff growing on the ship. They got algae everywhere. They're not going to be able to use that ship again.
Oh, dude, check this out.
Sorry.
How about, I was thinking,
Well-
what if they would have done this? What if because they found they have a hibernation pod in that thing that they don't even explain can cure? That's awesome. I kind of like that. They didn't explain that machine is like a cure-all machine.
Yeah,
But I
like
think
the thing from Prometheus.
I would, yeah, exactly right. I would have just been like, all right, look, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna be in it for 4 years, and then I'm gonna get you out, and then I'm gonna be in it for 4 years, and then I'm gonna get you out, and then we're gonna have times where we're gonna be alone for, you know what I mean? Like
What-
you would delay your because you could delay it.
Okay, well maybe I thought it was like a one and done kind of thing. Like
Maybe I'm looking at it as like you can go in and out of that thing.
yeah, if you could, then that would be a solid plan.
Yeah, I'd be like something like, look, you got to learn to be by yourself for 4 years, and then because also too, like they're having a lot of sex. Like you can't be having a kid.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That would have been
That's what I'm
weird.
saying.
That would have been weird if you would have saw like 4 or 5 versions of them. Like they have like yeah, they got like
What if-
8-year-old.
What if
They're all
what if
like
they
dating your
what if they
brother
wake
and
up?
sister.
Oh god. No, like what if they like had a kid? Okay, let's say they are 30, right? Max Jennifer Lawrence pops out a kid 45, so 15 years later, right? So and then 15, so that'd be what, 75? So you could potentially see like an old person there.
Yeah, it would be the kid.
Yeah, the kid, and that would be wild.
He'd
Like,
be raised
to-
off of DVDs and
dude, that would be the most feral person ever. Like
That'd be
you
crazy.
could I mean, could you imagine just knowing space your whole life and then nothing else?
Well, I was actually as I was looking at this the movie, man, it started like how do I relate it to my life, and I have a past and a background in something that I don't think many people are aware of because I kept quiet about it. But I was a medical lab rat, and one of the facilities I would do the studies at, where it was like that. It had that feeling of like a sterile building, you know, like nothing was wrong. Kind of everything's clean and nice. And what do you call it? Yeah, sorry, I was trying to. There we go. Get my phone charged. No, so I was doing studies at PPD. So you just do like phase 1 studies where you just take like a pill that's already out in the market, and then they just pay you, draw your blood. You're in there for a couple of days. But I started doing the ones where you were in there for like a month. So you're in like this like scrubs for like a whole month. It's kind of more like they kind of that 28 days later look, but like you're in there and it does get a little, but you're always around people. You're never alone, but you're also even like I've done a study where I was the only patient, and I've done one where it was like 300 people in there. But like it was a cool little life experience. But going through that and watching it, one thing I liked was the Chris Pratt character, Jim. He had when by the time he gets out Aurora, he has this look on his face like he's just like been by himself for too long. Like he was like he's a broken man. Like he's very like, because dude, honestly, that's like you're just repeating things in life, and I don't know, it'd be weird. Like because at a certain point, but then the Gus character too gives them they get access. And then so there's a whole thing about this movie that messes with me because it actually makes you feel like there's like a Hal character. There's like when things happen, it makes it seem like there's somebody manipulating. And then when Gus comes up, he's like, "Who put that?" You feel like he's been awake the whole time.
Who, Gus?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's
Yeah.
dying because his chamber it failed him, right? So that's why he's
Whenever like it didn't. He said there was a lot of malfunctions with his pod. So with that happening, I'm sure there was stuff that happened to him that would create his sickness. You
Yeah.
know, like if they get a hangover from just being in there, imagine if it doesn't work properly and you're in there for an extended period of time. So
Yeah.
I mean, at least for, I mean, you would say, well, not at least, at max for 2 years, his pod has been failing.
Yeah. So
So,
so that because
but
because that's when the hole happened. That's what he
uh
says
huh,
2 years ago. So that's what.
yeah,
Okay. So that makes. Oh, dude, you cleared that up. Okay, that makes a
yeah,
lot of
because
sense.
that
Because
meteor hit, and that's why Chris Pratt's opened up.
and the thing about it is, if his didn't open up, like they all would have died,
Yes, but
and
here's
that
another: if Gus hasn't opened up, they all
they
would have
would have
died.
died.
And if
'Cause
he didn't get Aurora, they probably all would have died because Gus would have died, you know, relatively quickly before they could have figured out what the problem was.
Oh, that's true. Because you need all the hands. Oh man, this the story gets better now.
Yeah,
Dude, you're
no,
right.
it definitely
It's messed up, but you need it. And then, but also the bartender is a false. It's a false character. He's not really there.
nope.
It's an
He's like
illusion.
he's almost like the bartender in The Shining. You know, he kind of has that feel
Yeah.
whenever you first see him. Like, and that's the thing too is like, oh God, man, I love his responses to Chris Pratt. It's like it's impossible for you to be here. Like he just, but I am here.
Yeah, that was yeah, but it is, and he does a good job. I gotta say, Chris Pratt, throughout the whole movie, he's shaken, like he's
Yeah,
fragile.
he's got
Uh,
that 1,000 yard stare down pretty
yeah, like
damn
he's like,
well.
I'm
Like
gonna
it's
die.
even right under you. It looks like that way. Like
But dude, even at that, like I wouldn't even. I mean, because this is basically like a cargo trip. Like this is basically like something happened, and it just slowly over time, it literally like they're like this is not supposed to happen, not supposed to happen. But I like that. Like it's calculations can, and no matter how much you're calculated, your risk is still gonna like affect you. You know?
well, and you know what's crazy too is like even on a spaceship going to a new colony, they still have a class system. Like he can't access
Oh, that's
everything.
true.
Like he can't get her food because she paid more,
Yeah,
you know, and everything. Even whenever he sends a message to Earth, it costs what, like six thousand dollars?
$6,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it takes 2 years to get it. Or how long is it gonna take? No, the
19 total.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you got
That's
to think.
bullshit.
Could you imagine like Earth getting this distress signal? Like, I don't think we're gonna make it. Like,
Well, also too, man. Like, how bad is Earth that you're willing to like? How much are you on the internet that you need to get out of the planet to go on the internet somewhere else? That's
yeah, right. Well, dude,
like,
and honestly, like it's I liked Aurora's um, thought process on going to a new planet for a year, and then I mean, she would be gone. She would be going to Earth 250 years into the future.
yeah,
Like,
she's a future person. Yeah,
like that would be, and like somebody completely from the past. Like, how do you like? That's like two generations, two, three generations, right? How do you do that gap? No, I mean, no, I'm just thinking like 120 years is two or three. That's like four, five, six
yeah, it's
generations.
gonna be a big difference. I don't know. I mean,
And
she's
like,
probably
how do you acclimate to that? Like knowing everybody that you know. I mean, even if you aren't like family, your friends are all dead. You know, like all this stuff, and even the world that you leave, if you make friends there, they'll be dead by the time you get back to home. You know?
well. That's I think somebody says that right. Like, I'll be dead by the time you see this.
Yeah.
I want to look up. Can we actually do that? Can we freeze ourselves? Not freeze, but like because you can go under. Like they can sedate you,
Yeah.
and like can you stay like that for a
Like
long
a
time?
stasis.
Yeah,
I don't know. They did it in Futurama.
yeah. Because I'm trying. Oh, not. I'm trying to say like with like if they put like the IV and whatnot, and
I
because
mean, I think they have Walt Disney's head somewhere.
that's why I'm looking at that up right now. I was like, let's do some fun facts real quick because I was like, because Walt Disney didn't he? What's the rumor that
Like it's a cryogenic. That would be what we could do right now is probably
freeze?
cryogenics, but I don't think we have anything
The rumor that
advanced
Walt
enough.
Disney's body was cryogenically frozen has been widespread since his death in 1966.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been dead for a minute.
I mean,
Uh,
in the 60s we were going to the moon, so
yeah, 69. 3 years later, we go to the moon. Well, we make the movie if we're going to swim the moon. Um, Ben,
thank you, Mr. Kubrick.
do me a solid. I gotta step out real quick to say something.
Yeah.
Take the wheel for a little bit, 2 3 minutes. I'll be back, people.
All right. Yeah. So we have passengers that we're watching this week. Like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm being too harsh on the movie, just saying I don't really care for the ending. I just feel like it could have been handled a little differently. I just feel that it could, I mean, I don't want to say you just want to keep stretching out a movie longer and longer, but I mean, they could have fleshed out a little bit more details about the relationship after the fact. I think it's fairly obvious that, yeah, okay, he realizes, or she realizes that, hey, he woke me up, he ruined my life, he took my life from me, essentially, like that. And then you have this whole thing of saving the ship, reconciling the relationship and everything like that, but you still have another good 20 years probably to live together. And I feel like they could have easily done 20 years in 30 minutes. I feel like they could have done, it doesn't have to be anything epic or anything crazy going on. It just a little bit more of their relationship after reconciling the fact that he woke her up just because he needed somebody, just because he needed some company. Um, and that's another thing too. I mean, I do enjoy that this was a struggle for him. This was something that he didn't take very lightly. He took his time with, um, and he really took his time to stalk the girl, and figure out what her likes and needs were. Um, but no, in all seriousness, it's a good question to ask. Ask yourself is like, could I make it on my own? Would I be willing to take somebody else's life essentially and just for selfish reasons take their life and have them live it out with me? Another thing too is like, when would he have told her if that didn't come up? If Arthur, the android, if he hadn't, told Aurora that that Jim was the one who did it. I mean, how long do you think it would have taken Jim to actually tell her?
I don't know. As that was a conversation coming into, man. That's a good part. First of all, I thought Arthur did that on purpose, and but then I kind of find out that he's just a robot.
Yeah,
Android.
he
He
he, he
didn't.
doesn't know. He
He,
doesn't know.
it's just programmed in him. Like
Yeah.
because he did live that day a year ago, so he was able to bring it back up. So it makes sense. So a lot of this movie, I tried to just keep it as simple. It messes with you. I think this movie makes it feel like you're overthinking, and I was overthinking a lot.
Yeah,
And
and I mean, I think it does bring up a good point. I mean, Jim, he does have that moral dilemma of like, do I sit here and suffer, or do I have somebody suffer with me? Um, and I think it's very, and I like the fact that he goes back and forth. It's not an easy decision for him.
well, I like the way Arthur says that he thought about it, because he also makes it. See, Arthur does, like, that's he's doing it like he's proud, like it's good. He's like, I'm happy he picked you, and it's like, what? And then like, dude, this movie could have gone so dark. And even when she like hits him up, remember, spoilers, when she beats him up on the bed, I was like,
Hmm.
oh shit, this could have gone real bad. She's almost
Yeah,
gonna kill him. Like it's crazy, dude. Um,
but I mean, he takes it. He knows. He's completely aware of what he's done, and I think it kind of gets back to the point of what you say is like, he's broken.
yeah.
He's not afraid to die because he's already going to kill himself. He was already there.
Yeah, I was about to say this. That's kind of an undertone of a few movies you've
Yeah.
been watching. But it's isolation movie. So when you're by yourself, completely by yourself. So what would you have done, Ben? Would you have opened some? I don't know, dude. I think I would have kind of opened up everybody.
Yeah.
I would open up a lot of them.
Uh yeah, no, I don't know.
But as soon as Gus finds out, he says you can find out if the pods are
Uh,
open. I
Okay,
would be like, oh
here's
shit, I'm
here's
busted.
here's the real question. All right. How how many edibles are on this voyage? Okay,
Whoa.
and can I watch The Office? Because if I have enough to suffice me for like 50 years, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could completely. I would definitely go crazy. But
Would you just let yourself get really really fat, like really like out of shape?
bro, I would. I'm already halfway there, bro.
No, I mean
No.
like just like where you don't care, just like health. No, I don't care. Like I'm saying like where it's like death.
Yeah, I think it would just be like, I don't know. I don't know. I would just be walking around naked everywhere. I just it would be free reign. It would be like I had literally he has an entire city to himself essentially.
Yeah, or
You
like a
know,
mall at least, right?
yeah, at least. And so I don't know. I do think it would get very monotonous. I don't doubt that at all. I
Dude.
don't know, man. I could see myself like, okay, here's if I knew somebody else on that ship, I would definitely wake them up. Yes.
There I am. I'm like this. Over
Yeah.
here, nah, dude. My my
Yep.
my cap, my pod fucked up. I need to
Yeah.
wake you up. I was like, oh, damn it.
Damn
Could
it,
you at
man.
least waited till you're at least 60 to wake me up? I could have been my 40s.
Right. You come in for the last half. Like, all right, you check it out. A little late on the reaction time there, CJ.
No, I thought somebody was behind. I thought somebody was behind me.
They
No, that
were.
would. Oh, there was somebody behind me. Well, I can't hear nothing, bro.
Sorry. No. Yeah, man. If I knew somebody on there, I would more than likely wake them up, unless it was like a small child. Um.
Well, I'm really fascinated with that
Oh,
hibernation.
I don't know. Like if my kid was hibernating there, and then I'd be like, I want them to wake up, and then I'm just like dead. But I don't want to like
Wake your
kill
kid
them
up.
either.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard.
that would be like a
Do you know what? That is a game changer, man. Because if you're by yourself, you're by yourself. Because if you have a kid, well, that kind of does suck. Because you do exactly who, or you're like, I don't want to wake up my wife. I'll wake up. I'll wake up Jennifer Lawrence. Like, and also,
what if Jim did have a wife on there? He's just
oh
like,
god,
no,
he's on
fuck,
the, yeah,
fuck
he's like,
her.
oh god, no, she came out long.
She annoyed the
Dude,
hell out
that
of me.
because I would want to have all access, and once I got Gus's access, dude, it just depends how much food we have. Could we only sustain 4 months?
I guess that also kind of limits you too. He didn't have access to everything. You're right. Okay, so that does kind of put a little bit of a damper on having this extravagant ship. If you don't have access to everything,
Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah,
not
yeah,
as
you're
fun.
right. It's like they invite you to a yacht, and all you can do is stay in the front, stay
Yeah.
starboard. What do you call it? Um, I would wake up multiple people though.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, and but you know what? But by the time I'd be like 5 or 10 years into the future, and I'd have like everything written like I was like a god or something. So when they wake up, they're like, "What is this guy?" I just wake up. I don't know, man. Like, what
You
if you
know,
get?
it's funny because I could just think of like having one friend like, yeah, I'd wake up like five babes, and then we have parties all the time.
So you go and you're walking by and you're like, Snoop Dogg, really? Maybe I should wake up soda. Yo, Double G, why'd you wake me up, homie?
I would look through the manifest of like if there's anybody famous on board, and be like, I want to be your best friend.
Ah, dude, it's now then you find out how useless they really are without the
Yeah,
camera.
right.
Well, that's why I thought I was laughing because the Aurora character she brought him back. She technically brought back Jim back to life, but I was laughing because she was like, "You gotta come back to life because then I gotta do all this shit on my own. Need some help."
I need you
Uh,
here, Jim.
yeah,
I can't wake anybody up.
yeah. It seems like it had to be an engineer because what if he was like the writer? She was the engineer. Like she'd have to be woken up second, and the writer had to figure out how to open up a pod. And I don't know. I honestly think with just like that whole that's just scary. Like why would you want to go 125 years? I'd be like, can we at least go 10? Somewhere can we go somewhere that takes? Well, I mean, if it's only Mars and it's like that's all you can do, then I'm like, nah, because you've said yeah. Because what if something happens? You're gonna. That's why I won't do yachts. I won't do cruises because if they get stuck out there, then you're
Yeah,
stuck.
the sea, the space of the earth. Um,
The sea, the space of the other. Heard that one.
yeah, coined right here on side by side. No, man, yeah, no. See, cruises and yachts. That's definitely it is a scary proposition if you have a full scope of what you're getting into or the potential things that could go wrong. Um, yeah, I mean it would take something pretty dramatic, I think, to make me want to leave Earth completely. And well, I mean, then again, I don't know. It's hard because like they always say like, oh, the hibernation pod failure, that's not a thing, that's impossible, blah, 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 you know, even the android saying like, oh, it's impossible. But you know, living on Earth, the Titanic also was, you know, it was the
The
unsinkable ship,
unsinkable ship.
you
Yeah.
know, and so and then you still have that sinking. So it's almost like you can't. It's no, you can't
Dude,
trust
what do you think
anything.
about the gravity coming off and then she was swimming?
I thought
God,
that
that was
was
terrifying.
that really was, man. That was a wild moment.
And he gets fucked up because he's in the air and then it turns on and he falls.
I
That's
know.
basically that's like AI running itself. See, but that's what I'm saying. It's always gonna have, it has what do you call it, like hardware. So it has to like, it needs people and it needs a person because because hardware, even though it's not organic, things in life are organic and it'll mess up
Yep.
the not the inorganic. So the inorganic still needs something organic to help it out. So it's like I don't
But
know.
I think too, like we will get to a point where technology will cater to us fully and we will become reliant on it to the fact we think it's infallible. I do honestly think we will get to that point.
Do you think? What do you mean infallible? Like you think that will it'll help it'll control us?
No, no, no. I think that humans will get to a point where they will rely on technology so much that they don't think it's going to fail.
Oh, dude, we're already doing that right now.
No, 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 no. Like to an
But
extent like this,
dude,
to where if that technology didn't open up a pod, those people, all of them would have been dead.
I'll put it this way. Oh, that I get what you're saying. Well,
Like
I'm just saying
they
that like,
believe nothing's going to go wrong on this ship for
oh yeah,
120
yeah.
years.
For the most, yeah, yeah. I get what you're
They
saying.
they believe that, and so also this planet is 60 light years away.
Yeah,
So that's wild
yeah. That's far. I just think,
because yeah, this is 120 years, and they're going half the speed of light. So
yeah. So that's I wonder if that's fast or not. But what I'm saying is like what do you call it, technology? I just it's all about the human, dude. I don't ever think like I always talk about like Skynet. I still have my little stupid thing. I say that I think Skynet would be aware that it's Skynet and it wouldn't harm humans. Like,
no, no, no.
and I think also because it's also you would have to. I don't know. I don't think it depends how it acknowledges the Earth, but I think like just like having AI doing a lot of things. Like I mean, I just think of Wally. Like, look how much like you want things walk for you. Because then I know if you think about it, it's like somebody in a scooter, a rascal or a scooter. That's
Yeah.
what I'm like. That's basically what they're doing. And not saying
But
like they can't do it, they need it or anything. But I'm saying is like that's what I see, and I'm like, wow,
but
it's like
that's
it's the
but
future.
well, so with Wall-E, that's kind of like I don't know. That's an interesting thing too because that's almost like passengers, except for there's generations living on this ship instead of them just hibernating.
Oh yeah, it would be passengers.
So
It would with people.
yeah, but the difference is like they don't know what walking is. They don't know they've never walked their entire life whenever you get to that point where they're on the ship, you know? Like they have evolved past the and they've evolved in space. They've evolved in gravity deficient environments. Like they are, you know, it's a totally different thing. I think I don't think it's necessarily. I think it is. It's that it definitely has that tone of like don't become too reliant on technology. They definitely break out of that. You know, I'm not saying that it's not there, but I think there's also other factors at play with that whole thing of like becoming fat and become reliant and everything like that. Um, I think they do that just for sanity's sake too. I mean, if they're stuck in a screen their whole life, you know, they won't know any difference.
So
Eh,
so real
what's
quick,
up?
was Arthur the bartender supposed to be there for 125 years just chilling?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
okay.
why not?
Well, I just don't get why they don't have actually have people live on there, like making sure things like
No, no, he was strictly manning the bar.
that's what I'm saying. But he so I mean, while everyone's hibernating, let's say nothing went wrong, like he would just be there for he was just waiting for those last 4 months. He'd be for those
Yeah.
124 years, and
But I mean, there's nothing. He has no problem with that.
he was a robot. Yeah,
If yeah, I mean, if there's no interaction, then he's just like powered down.
yeah.
Now,
That
I
whole what's
I
up?
do think to that point though, I think they should have had something like Arthur maintaining that ship more. You know, like something Arthur-esque, like going through checking the vitals of the ship, stuff like that. You know?
How would it be like if you did get woken up by a friend? Like, hey man, like Cheeky Donnie is like, Cheeky, what are you doing? He's like, hey
What are you doing?
dude,
I came to give you a beer.
hey man, woke you up, man. I
You
got you
got
a
like 80
beer.
years to go, man.
Come on, let's just chill. Like, oh
Just chill.
god, like your friend like that.
Damn it, Chicky, this is war.
He's hiding us before it got me the best. Man, it just, dude, yeah, it kind of would suck just to be there. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
what would
the Passengers is a cool movie because it really kind of it opens that question of the morality of what Jim did first off, what it would actually be like, and that's why I feel like they really should have taken advantage of those last 30 minutes,
yeah,
or expanded it out to 2.5 hours, and just really kind of dive into that maintaining the ship, maintaining a life together. I think you could have done easily another 20 years in 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be extensive. It could just be a time lapse.
ah.
For real though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think,
I mean, what would what I mean, what would they would just get old and die? Or
yeah,
I mean, you still have that. I mean, I don't get it, but if you have that chamber that can like fix you, like I don't, how would you die? And couldn't
old age.
couldn't you regrow your cells?
Well, and here's another thing: are they going to be using up all the oxygen?
Oh yeah, where's
There's,
the oxygen? Where is the oxygen coming from?
well, and that's the thing is like the oxygen. You would think, all right, here's what I would think would be going on if you had hibernation pods. You know, waking up 120 years in the future, you would have a lower oxygen level in your cabin while people were still in the pods, right?
Yeah,
That way you would have enough to sustain for 120 years. Or they're past that point in technology and they can just have oxygen filtered endlessly throughout this entire time. Um, which I mean, the shields and everything to kind of point to the fact that they've pretty much automated this process
yeah.
fairly well. Not 100% foolproof. And you also have to wonder, like, how many missions has Martin or Lawrence Fishburne? He's like, oh, hibernation hangover. Like
Yeah.
he's acted like he's made journeys like this
Yeah.
multiple times. So could you imagine? Could you imagine like going
Yeah.
that far into the future each time that you like, okay, well, we got you here. Now we're gonna make our way back.
It's gotta be
Pick up
annoying. It's gotta be annoying to be like, you guys still think like this? Like, why? It's like,
Yeah. At
what,
what
400?
point? At what point do you come back to Earth and you don't see humans? Like, could you imagine like a a catastrophic event whenever you come back to Earth? Like, oh man, that would be wild.
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I don't think of disaster movies or disaster things, but if it were to be, when you were to come back to Earth, I don't know, man. I don't think like, I don't know. I think human beings we use our imagination too much in real life, and I think we create all these crazy ass scenarios. I honestly think like these cars and stuff, houses and stuff, if something happened, like they would eventually go away, and the Earth would just go back to looking like the Earth. I don't know. I don't
no,
see
I
any other
think
life form.
I think you're. Well, I mean, not even that. I'm just saying, like, no human, like everybody's extinct. You have nothing to come back to.
Oh, if
No
you get
docking.
if yeah, if you just come back and you just
Like
land on.
say
Oh, I get what you're saying
say
now.
say
Sorry,
if you have an extinction level event like with the dinosaurs, like we saw in 65 million
yeah,
or
yeah.
65.
Like, what if we got through the day or like a couple weeks after the
After it all went
all
down, and it's just
down,
like smoldering.
and
And
you and
then
you
what
don't
do
you
you
didn't
do?
you
What
don't
do
even
you
realize
do?
dinosaurs are just killed.
Oh my
Like
god.
they're just gone, and now it's like, yeah, you're right. But then also too, because I mean, there's a lot of periods after that. You're right, dude. What do you do? You come back to that, or it just. I mean, those are just. That's one thing I like about 65, but I wish 65 had a little bit more of had more like creatures attacking them, like more running,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. There's a lot of running, um, with all Jurassic Park movies. But I think, man, I don't know. Like, yeah, it would be weird. It would be weird to go back into a past or go into a future where there's no like weapons and stuff, or like there's no like it's just very like organic. Like, we all walk everywhere. We all just
Yeah.
people that we play.
Or
I don't
just
know.
just seeing like what how far humans have come in that time, and like So for Aurora's character, she would have, like I said, 250 years into the future, and then she would have, like, that's wild. Like literally, you could have a that's a time that's literally a time traveler.
Well,
If
yeah,
you're,
that you're absolutely right. And then for her to say that it's murder for him to open her up, I could see that.
it is.
But
I think so to an extent.
but
I
also
think
too,
it's
she gave up her life. Like she was whatever she had is gone. You know.
yeah. Well, I
So
and maybe not so much murder, but like it's just like stealing somebody's life,
no,
stealing
dude. Yeah,
time.
yeah. You're still in time. Well, that's the thing, man. That's what women. Once you find out you're wasting their time, oh, you better watch out.
Well,
Don't you waste their time.
well, and then, yeah, I mean, like that's wild. It's like almost holding her prisoner. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
It's just yeah. I just think there's a lot of interaction there that like they kind of just loop themselves into eating dinner and like they do like just regular American customs. You know, go out and eat, work out, and like it was just very like 9 to 5 ish still.
yeah.
But it says here Michael Sheen described the bartender Arthur he played as a cross between a puppy and a toaster. Yeah, because it does. There's a whole the whole time I'm watching this, I feel like there's an AI element that we're missing out on, but we're not. It's like it's
Yeah.
really straightforward.
I mean, I think it's kind of like Wall-E almost. You know, you have those other robots that get them dinner and stuff like that, and then the little ones cleaning up, things like that too. You know, it has um it has that element of the AI, and you know, I think it's cool too. Like they don't necessarily show you like that meteor hitting the ship. Like you don't know that that's a
Yeah, yeah,
problem.
yeah. That's
You
cool.
just know that it went through like a what looks to be like an asteroid or something like that, and it just took a lot of the shield at one point, and something went wrong.
Yeah, you're right. That's a cool point. Like there was already something wrong. They just had to go and fix it. But then they had to really fix the shit out of that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like a it wasn't like a patch job. It was like a real thing. We're at 47 minutes. We should go on to the Mario Brothers. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Super Mario Bros.
Is it on?
Power ups, man.
It's finally on Amazon, right? Because
It's yeah, you could buy it and rent it for close to the same price.
is it for sale on DVD?
No, I don't believe so. I'm honestly, I can't wait for it to stream on Peacock because that'll probably be where it is. And I'm definitely gonna rewatch it because it was good. It was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. It was fast paced. It was, I mean, it didn't really drag too long. It kept the story going for animation for Mario Brothers for a franchise that has been around for 40 years. No, probably
Damn.
probably 50, close to 50.
Oh no, 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 no. Mario and I are
In
almost
this in the
almost
70s?
no. Mario and I are almost. I'm 1 year older than Mario. Mario was born in 1985.
85? Okay.
Yeah, so he's 38.
I mean, even on the original Nintendo, like
Yeah,
that was
yeah, dude. I'm
85.
I'm a
That
gen
was
of
earlier
that.
than that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nah, dude. Remember, it all kind of
I
compacts.
guess I guess I should trust your judgment on that. I'm still gonna look it up though.
Do it, man. We'll do a side bet. We'll do a side by side bet.
Or actually, let's just do Mario.
You're asking when did it come to
Yeah,
extinction to existence?
yeah.
1985. I'm gonna go with that. Final
Ooh,
answer.
so
So
Mario,
apparently on
okay.
soyboywebsite.com.
So now let's see here. Now, why does it say that it was earlier than that?
Click on all those side websites and just
All right,
go on a real one.
Super Mario Bros. Entertainment. So this is for the NES. All right, not necessarily the first time we see Mario, but oh, it is the successor to Mario Bros.
You're making stuff up, bro.
No, I swear, 1983 arcade game developed and published by Arcades by Nintendo.
It's not
Mario
canon.
Bros.
It's not canon. God, Brad, you're really stretching there.
And then even before that, I mean, he was in Donkey Kong, or not Donkey Kong, but whenever they're climbing up the ladders.
Yeah, yeah. But that's not Mario. That's like Mario after the fact. They didn't give him the Mario credit till he was Super Mario, which was in 1985.
Okay,
The
so
first game in
the
the
first
series,
the
Super
first
Mario
home
Brothers, released for the Nintendo Entertainment
1985.
System, 1985. Ben Garrett, I'm right.
Okay, you were right for the first home system. The first Super Mario.
Oh God,
Super
he was an Italian
Mario.
guy on my block. I knew him. I knew him very
But
well.
the character Mario has been around since 1981.
No, we're not even going there, dude. It's 85.
I mean that's where it is.
That's where this website that I've never heard before. It says it's.
Wikipedia. You've never heard about
Nah,
Wikipedia
I mean,
before? Mario.
look at the top part of it.
First appearance, Donkey Kong, 1981.
Yeah, I remember that. But
But anyway,
what are we talking about here?
when Mario came out,
All right,
we were seeing how old he is, and so 50.
dude, you're
I'm
you're
50.
I'm not gonna let you do math on this show. Like if we're gonna
Oh, 40. Never mind.
do 40, dude. Come on.
Well, no. Well, like 43. 43.
You're putting yourself more in the hole with the math, bro.
42. I don't know, man. Numbers.
Oh my God, dude. Just you want numbers? What's the budget for Super Mario Brothers, and what was the box office?
Budget's gonna be 250 mil.
Okay,
I feel like that's pretty high for an animation.
that's pretty high.
Let's bump that down to 100 mil for
Okay, but
production and everything, and
then
then
box office?
it's gonna bring in. Oh Jesus! I bet you at this point right now,
I'll accept if you.
800 million.
Oh, dude. Okay, so first of all, bing, 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 bing. You hit the 100 million right on the money. So you got
Okay.
that. So I'll take that math. And dude, I would have never guessed this. It's at 1.239 billion.
Oh, I could have.
I would
Actually,
never. I would have never guessed that.
That's
like
actually quite impressive. I mean, for and it honestly makes sense because that has to be worldwide gross. Because you got to think Japan, China. I mean, all these places are going to be getting this movie, and Mario is a staple
yeah.
in any gamer's arsenal. I think you've played Mario at some point if you have played video games. Plain and simple, Super Smash Bros. You've done something,
Yeah.
and so wow, 1.23 billion in the box office. That is impressive post pandemic, honestly,
It is
for a non-franchise movie.
Well, that's true.
Well,
Kinda.
it is, but
Of
okay,
video game.
but okay, the first of a. I mean, you're obviously getting Super Mario Bros. 2, obviously.
Yeah.
You
Hold on
know,
real quick. I gotta step away for 1 minute. Sorry, guys.
yeah, go for it. But no, this Super Mario Bros. Or excuse me, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, damn good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought it was fun. Like I said, fast paced. You get to know they do have characters, like they have backstories, stuff like that. You get to see the relationship between Mario and Luigi. You get Bowser and his delusional you know thoughts that Peach is just gonna marry him because he's got the superstar. You know, um, I think it's a little on the nose there. With Bowser and potentially toxic masculinity, if you want to go there. Uh, just thinking that he's going to be able to win some girl over because yeah, he's got what she wants. But Bowser really doesn't. He doesn't even know Peach. Has not had an interaction with her at all, and then wants to marry her right away. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Can totally see where he's coming from. Peach seems very nice, very very nice lady, but Bowser, man, I was just kind of telling us that Bowser may be the best representation of toxic masculinity. He.
I mean, okay. First of all, I get confused with they do bring up Koopa and Bowser, and they are two different people, or two characters.
Yeah.
But masculinity, is he? Not really, bro. He's just a passionate guy. He's a very, very, very passionate, and he doesn't
Sounds like you're trying to defend a raper there, my friend. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, my friend.
Throwing some
I think
big
it's
stuff
a good.
out. No,
I think
No,
it's a good representation on ego for sure. Like
yeah.
male, I think that's a really good.
Well, and the point I was mentioning just like right before, like he's never met Peach, never,
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't even know if he
never,
really loves
never,
her.
never really even talked to her at this point, and then he's just like, oh, she's gonna want to marry me because I have this high status, I have this superstar, all this other stuff, and he's just look, and then he's like, and if she doesn't like it, then I'm gonna kill her and take over,
Yeah, dude. I get
So
that's funny because that's just as an adult, and that still exists. Like,
yeah,
it's weird. I will share this with people out there. I knew at a young because I got my heart broken at 21, but I knew I had to work process that, and it took me forever to get through that. But actually work it out because I didn't want to be a 40-year-old man sprung up on like a younger girl or like a girl my age or whatever. Like I wanted to be like, I'm a 40-year-old man and I have my girl, or I'm okay with it. Like I'm not, because I feel like I know too many friends that are older and they're like in their 50s now, and they got their heart broken at that age, and they couldn't get on. And they're like, I don't know. I just felt like it's always derailed them. And for me, I just felt like, I processed that as a younger man, and I'm like over it.
yeah.
But I see like that those guys are always like that. There's still guys like that to that age that like, like she saw me first, or that was weird. That's one's always weird to me. Like I saw her first, or because it's just like it's stupid. It's so I don't know, man. But yeah, Bowser doing all those stupid.
Let's see. We'll say this: Bowser's king of the incels. How about that? Um,
I did not say that. I'm not picking on you, motherfuckers. I'm not messing with you guys. So.
I will.
I didn't
Um,
say that.
that's straight from Benjamin A.W. Garrett, right there, boys.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like the party. I like the
loud
party.
and proud, right here. No, Bowser's. I think it's funny that Bowser's character is like that, and he's played by such a just such a great actor, Jack Black. Really, really encompassing this role too, and like taking it seriously. I really do like that. Especially, I don't know if you've seen any of the appearances that he's been in. He comes in like full Bowser gear, like, and I remembered, hearing before this movie came out that Jack Black was like close to retiring from movies and things of
Yeah,
that sort. And if this is his swan song, I'm cool with it. Obviously, I want to see School of Rock too, but that's probably not going to happen. Um,
dude, you're not the only one. I've heard so many people want to see a School of Rock too.
but I do and I don't, man. Like I don't. It's almost like I feel like it would almost tarnish School of Rock. Just
Well,
you just I don't know, man.
dude,
I,
JB, dude, School of Rock is known for School of Rock, High Fidelity, Libre, and King Kong.
what
That is range, brother.
it is.
That not only that there's two comedies in here, there's a sci-fi adventure, and then there's a slice of life movie, and they all kick ass.
Yeah,
And King Kong would probably be the one out of these three. I could pick another. Like Jumanji would be a better sci-fi one for him,
I think so.
but I mean, like he's
And honestly, the range in that movie too is both of those movies. I mean, he's playing what a 16-year-old girl and does a fantastic job.
oh god, he kills it.
He kills
he
it.
steals it, dude. He steals the show. Like I did not expect to laugh my ass off. He does such a great
Such a
job.
good job, man. Like embodies it so well. And also, have you been keeping up with the Mandalorian?
No, I haven't. I've been waiting for you to get mad at me about that.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and ruin something for you. Spoilers right here. Jack Black has a cameo in the Mandalorian season 3. Um,
Season 3. Wow, I need to catch up.
yeah, and honestly, whenever I first saw him, and you know what, I'll just go ahead and since how many episodes behind are you? A million?
Yeah, I'm a whole season
Okay.
behind.
So Lizzo is his wife in this episode. It's Lizzo and Jack Black on a planet that the Mandalorian visits, and it is fantastic.
Lizzo and Jack Black. I can see
Hon-
that.
Honestly, I really enjoyed that episode of the Mandalorian. It had a lot of Clone Wars feelings to it, like storytelling wise. Just having Mandalorian go to a planet, solve a problem or fix a problem that this planet has, and then move on. Um, Also having ties to the prequels, and things like that. I thoroughly enjoyed that episode. A lot of people were kind of resistant to it because it did have quite a few cameos, and just like a lot of people said it felt out of place, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Jack Black is, like you said, a powerhouse. If there was a sequel that I would actually like to see, where I think they could really uh, come back and do it better, would be Tenacious D. I would love to see another Tenacious D movie before, like even if that, I mean, honestly, I would love for that to be Jack Black's swan song, is, Tenacious D, like the final ride, or something of that sort. I think that would be a lot of fun. Just
Did you?
because, what's that?
That's finish. What you're
Oh
saying.
no, I was just, whenever you're first watching the Pick of Destiny, it's called Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. You almost expect other movies to follow,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that would
Well,
that
this
would
at
be,
least animated show, animated out of
yeah.
it. That would be good. Kyle Gass and good old JB.
Mhm.
There's a movie he's coming out in. It's called Step Dude comedy. Sherman falls in love with Will's mom. That's all it says. It only has him pre-production. But that'll be fun to something to do.
I
He also
bet you. I wonder if he's the kid in, like, Step Brothers or something like that.
probably. But check this. Oh my god, that would be
And
funny.
Jack Black is
As
like that.
the
Yeah,
kid. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Because they're all older. um, not to say I forgot, but I don't, I forget to associate. This is so obvious. I can't believe I'm about to admit this. I forget that Kung Fu Panda. There's a fourth one coming out.
yeah, I
That's where
know.
he's been making all his bread and butter.
And he's doing the shows on Netflix too, and they have Kung Fu Panda shows on Netflix as
Oh,
well.
he does voice for those too.
Yep, I was looking at that the other day. And then we also have some other, really good voice actors in here. You got, well, not necessarily voice actors, but actors in general. Charlie Day, Chris Pratt, Anna Taylor Joy, who's really, really still in the A24 scene, and
The A24.
all
A24.
those, uh, all those fancy
They
horror
make me
movies.
think.
They do, just like Passengers, like thinking, what other ways could you have done this movie? Um, no, but yeah, no, Charlie Day,
What was that?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Charlie Day just had his directorial debut, Fool's Paradise. He plays a character in that movie, and I don't know whether this is Ray Liotta's last outing,
Oh, that's
but
right.
he is in it, and yeah, Charlie Day plays a character that does not speak and makes his way through Hollywood.
He,
So
yeah, he's got the Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's Benny from the Lego Movie. He's in Fist Fight with Ice Cube. Have you seen that one?
I feel like I've seen a little bit of it. I don't know if I made it all the way through.
Dude, it's kind of clever. And then Horrible Bosses, which I thought Horrible Bosses was really good.
Oh, that's
Carl,
a classic.
like Colin Farrell. Thank God
Oh, dude, I like to bend her over to the barrel and show her the 50 states. Like, that's,
but he looks like shit, dude. That's like my
yeah.
favorite part.
Oh, dude, yes. No, he totally does.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. Super Mario Bros. It's a solid one. I for animation movie,
Yeah.
killing it. And we also have Keegan Michael Key as
He's the
Toad.
Toad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and well, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I mean, the list probably goes on and on, honestly. Um,
Damn, Phil Lamar's here, and I'm looking through it. It has
oh, is he
nah,
the
he's at the bottom, but it just says additional voices,
ah
and it's like crazy. Yeah, you got a lot of because it also has who was it looking at John DiMaggio, freaking Bender's in it,
oh
and then Sebastian Maniscalco, he's in it. He's Spike, and then yeah,
hey,
you got quite a few people.
yeah. Fred Armisen, Cranky Kong.
There you go. Yeah, he's the old man, huh?
Yeah.
But it been the whole. I like the when they show the cat suit and the raccoon suit. They put them
Uh-huh.
out. They did a little homage to that. Things I loved about. I mean, what do you think about the beginning? The way he started the movie. What did you think about that?
Like having them at the oh
Very beginning.
with Bowser
The
and
very no no the beginning when you introduced to the Mario, the way they do the commercial,
the commercial.
the
Yeah.
the Italian voice, the stereotype. What did you think?
Hmm.
Did you think the movie was gonna be like that the whole time? I was like, oh, this is gonna
Kinda.
be great. I was like,
Yeah.
I hope they really do this. And then you find out they're not.
No.
I was like, oh man.
No. I yeah. Oh, I did like the whole scene with the penguins. Like, do you yield? I do not. And that was like in the original teaser trailer, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. I really so another thing I liked about this movie is just how they incorporated everything. Like you get a little bit of everything, but you don't get well, you get a little bit of a lot of things, but you don't get everything. You don't get Wario, you don't get
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Waluigi. Like there are a lot of other places that you can go in this franchise, as far as villains and stuff like that. And
No,
even
they
Bowser,
kept it home. They kept it home. They kept
they
it
did.
cool.
They kept it contained, but they gave you enough of the world to keep you happy. They didn't do anything too crazy as far as that. As far as introducing characters, but they did a great job. I mean, like you see the squids, like
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
see you see Mario going through the course and everything like that. Like, and even with him like jumping through the construction zone and everything, like in the real world, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is how they're gonna kind of go through it. And it's almost like a Tetris kind of making it through the maze kind of thing.
Need a hero.
Yep. I did enjoy the song choices as well in this movie.
Yeah, that song it's been like the last 10 movies we've seen.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I mean, there's good a nice montage. Princess Peach was smart but not super overpowering, powerful.
Yeah.
Like she was a perfect display
Yep.
of Princess Peach. Toad was funny. I thought he was hilarious. I liked my we took my son to watch it and he loved it. Like I was like, wow, he wanted to go watch it again. I was like, well, I'll just buy the DVD.
Yeah.
And then, but he loved it. He had a good time. Like and for him to sit down and watch the whole movie, he was like, "Hey, Dad, look, look, look."
He's right at that age too, where he can really start
Yeah,
sitting down and
he
watching
can watch
that.
the movie. Yeah, and then now because it's weird. I go to the movie theater and it's like Regal's only has like 8 seats. They're all just like beds. You just lay down.
Huh.
They're not big. Well, like it was in the small one, so we went to the small. When we want to go. Well, no, we watched it opening nights. Which one did we? Oh well, last few movies I've been taking him. He'll come and lay on me. So I'm like, these seats are so big, we can lay down, you know.
Yeah.
And he gets to the movie, but he's getting through. He's liking them. He's liking movies. I don't know if I'm programming him or not, but this is like definitely something we're like do together. I got him a lot of the Jurassic Park toys for his birthday, and oh, dude, like just it was so much cheaper to order them online sometimes. And I was like, oh, I want him to enjoy Jurassic World, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Watching the movies and him getting them. But Super Mario's would be a great franchise for me to let him like. I would like for him to. I
And
want
he
to
can
buy
play
it.
the games. Like
Yeah,
he, you know,
I would like to buy a Nintendo and let him learn it. Like
yeah,
I would like I honestly want to buy an Atari that you just plug into the TV and you can play. So
yeah.
I want to learn with Atari first. Real simple, real basic. I want him to learn that. And then
Mhm.
from there move up to NES and Super Nintendo. Then from there just after you get the PlayStation, it's just well whatever. 'Cause also there's now virtual reality, but I wouldn't recommend that yet. Not till it
I
gets
th-
really good.
I think Nintendo does a good job of keeping their controllers and just their entire setup pretty simple. Like with the Switch and everything,
Yeah,
it's right there in your face, obviously, and it's like a tablet.
but you could
Um,
just put it on the screen too. You could
put it
mirror
on the
it.
screen, like
Yeah.
it's I think it's pretty cool. I haven't had a Nintendo product since the Wii, so I mean,
I actually own a Switch. I just don't use it. I'm like, I don't play. I haven't had time. I just know I'm not going to put time into it yet. I just
yeah.
gaming. It's gaming just eats up a lot of time, and I like to play for free. I don't really want to play to like get paid yet. Like I said, when I'm 60, I want to be retired and go into gaming and
Hmm.
just battle out on the platform online. Because that's why I don't think we need to be having war anymore. That's what I was saying about it when we did the other one, greatest beer run ever, and
Mhm.
what's that one with
Tetris.
Tetris. I was like, dude, we don't need to be fighting. Like we don't, and then like video games is where it's at. Like, I mean, you get money playing video games. You can get popularity playing video games. You can be on, it's like, and like, why don't we like, if somebody were to want to mess with you, your gameplay is the main thing. But also, too, like physically wanting to hurt somebody, like I get no pleasure in that. I get no joy. No,
But
even if it,
virtually
virtually,
demolishing some.
oh, dude, I will rip your head off. I will Johnny Cage you and rip your head off 3 times, pop your head off, and then hit you in the balls
Yep.
and rip your torso off. I honestly think Mortal Kombat's getting a little too out there with the devs. They need to bring them in a little bit more. I don't play it, but I still watch all the gameplay.
Yeah.
I think they should definitely tone it down a bit. They're going a little silly. Creative. I think they're trying to be too creative. I think just make them normal deaths. They normal like crazy deaths. but not too over the top. But you know, I honestly think that if we did some kind of like battle bots, if we did some kind of like you you have to make a tank, and that tank has to go against your tank, but there's nobody in the tanks, and they're drone operated or whatever. You know, like why are we even hurting each other, or why are we fighting on land? Like land is what you want, but you're gonna destroy it. Like if I can't have it, nobody can have it. Like it's just like
Yep.
watch movies and play video games, and then I don't know. It's also the companion thing between Passengers and then Mario Brothers. You know,
Yeah.
like the thing I loved. Oh, that's the one thing I loved about Super Mario Brothers was the because I also we watched it. I watched it. My brother watched it. Actually the same weekend. So we ended up talking about it,
Mhm.
and I was like, dude, that's a pretty good like movie for brothers to like as family members. Like it was a cool. I like that part, that commodity. One thing I loved about Mario too, and that they emphasize, and this is what I got love, man. He's resilient. He just doesn't stop, and that's one of my strengths. That I just keep going. I might not be the strongest, the fastest, but I just keep going. And I like that about Mario. Like like it's on display there. It's like show my son like look what Mario does. Look at
And
that.
they're always talking about how short he is and stuff like that too.
Yeah, they do that. Even Luigi, like even Luigi there was a little timid, but he had to step up, you know. But running around Mario, and they
Well,
do that
and
like in the game.
I like how they had Baby Mario and Baby Luigi as well. Honestly, if they'd had like Super Mario Bros. Golf, I mean, I'd even watch that. I mean, eventually we'll get to that where they'll just have
Yeah,
all the
mini series.
FIFA and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends now. I think it's not even you have to connect your brand. What I'm finding out between Tetris and like Mario Brothers, you gotta connect your brand with your with your machine. You know, you could have the best electric toothbrush ever, but if Mario doesn't use it, then it's not gonna sell.
All right.
So it's all
Yeah.
weird nowadays how people are, and it's all about sales. I don't know. I've been thinking about how like you can be like your own person these days, and I think that's good. But it's also like fine line with everything
Mhm.
because you have to like you're at the mercy of your followers or your fans or whatever, and if they don't like something you do, they could take that power away from you. Or I don't know. It's just weird. It's like a weird. But we're yeah. I think you and I are doing podcasting. I think this is the future. I think this is very now and in then I think this is going to be around for a while. We'll see what the new thing's going to be, but I think living life and experiencing things is what people need to be doing, and you know,
I agree. Living life and experiencing things through video games.
dude, yes. Also, like
Um.
I didn't play it, but I watched the whole Alien gameplay, the one they did on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good, man. It's scary. It feels like another movie, like another Alien movie. It's pretty awesome.
Hey. All right. Well, hey man, you want to start getting to rating these bad boys?
Yeah, let's do it. But you see, Super Mario Brothers, we don't really have like much to talk about it because it's already pretty pretty
Great.
sweet. Just
Yeah.
for passengers, it's good taking a deep dive into
It's
that.
it's that one's such a broad, like they could have gone so many directions with that. With Super Mario Bros, like they could have gone in a whole lot of directions with that too, but I'm glad they went in the direction they did. You know?
Yeah, passengers could have got real dark too, and it doesn't get too dark. Like this was like a horror
Even
sci-fi
even the
slasher.
yeah, even the last song that pops up is like Imagine Dragons or something like that.
All right, let's get to rating. So we're talking about Passengers 2016. IMDb rating 7 out of 10 with 421,000 votes. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, 421,000 votes. I got a 7.
Wow. And so over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 30% tomato meter score out of 290 reviews and a 63% audience score with 50,000 plus ratings. Uh, Critics' consensus: Passengers proves Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence work well together, and that even their chemistry isn't enough to overcome the fatally flawed story. Um, what's old Super Mario Bros. Got?
Oh wait, the audience is 63 on Passengers, so the critics
Yeah.
didn't like it,
Oh yeah. The
but
audience score was 63%.
but the but the other people did.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh wow. Okay.
what's
Nothing. Go for it.
the Super Mario Brothers got a 7.2 out of 10 IMDb rating with 1 out of 112,000 votes.
So over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 59% tomato meter out of 260 reviews and a 96% audience score with 10,000 plus verified ratings. It says critics consensus: while it's nowhere near as thrilling as the turtle tipping your way to 128 lives. What the hell? Turtle tipping your way to 128 lives. The
Oh,
Super
the
Mario
bring bring
Bros.
bring bring
Oh,
bring.
okay. Is a colorful, albeit thinly plotted animated adventure that has about as many Nintendos as Nintendon'ts. That's stupid. And then the audience says, "Wahoo!"
This is a
So
horrible review, dude.
well, that was like the critics' consensus, and then the audience says was underneath that, and the audience says it was just "Wahoo!" That was it. And I think that perfectly describes it.
Yeah. Woo, yeah.
Um,
All
woo-hoo.
right. Real quick. Super Mario Brothers. What was the budget, and what was the box office? I'm sorry, passengers. We got that. We got that. What's
Passengers. Oh
passenger?
yeah, we already did Super Mario. Passengers budget was 90 mil.
Oh God. All right. What was the box office?
Box office, oof, oof, 250.
God, you're good. You're that's. I'm gonna give you credit, dude, because you said 90, but it's 110 to 150, so that's right in the ballpark. You're close to it. And then you said 200 mil. It's actually 303.1 million. So you're only off by 100 million. That's not bad, dude. That's
Yeah,
not. You're pretty close.
only off by 100 million. That's it.
That's not bad though, because you could have
Yeah,
easily been off by like 200, 300, 400, 500.
yeah. It was an interesting enough concept to get people into the theaters. Like I said, you want to go to our ratings?
Oh
You want to?
yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
let's
So
do it.
passengers.
What do you get? What do you
Um.
get? What do you give passengers?
Dude. So it's not. Sorry, people that love passengers. It's not gonna be 10 through 13. I'll give it because I picked up a lot on it and the sci-fi geek in me, but it's a good 8. I like it as a
Yeah,
8 to 9, but it's an 8.
yeah. I was gonna. I'm giving it a 7. I think I'm gonna stick with my original score. Talking about it though, it did. It was like okay, I think I was more interested in the other storylines that could have been. Uh,
Yeah.
I think kind of the routes we went down could have been some cool ways to go with the story. So I'm gonna keep it at a 7. What do you think for Super Mario Bros?
I was a 13, bro. I love that. I loved it. I
I'm,
I, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
but
give it. I'm
I give
giving
it.
it an 11.
Yeah, but I say it's honestly probably an 11 or 12, but it's a 13 for me for all viewing experiences and just
And your kid
nostalgia.
loves it. And
My
that's
kid loves
probably
it.
that probably has a lot to do with it. Like, oh man, he sat through this whole movie.
Yeah, dude, he loved
That's
it.
a
And
13
then
for me.
we talked about it, and,
Yeah.
he'll bring it up. Dad, remember in Super Mario Bros? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna buy it soon, and we're gonna play it. So, but yeah, but it's a solid. I mean, the total package is 13, honestly, but it's probably like a
Yeah.
good 11, 12.
I
It's great. It's
11 for
great.
me for sure.
It's great. I was trying to jump in a little bit where we can go, but since we got these wrapped up, these were good watches.
Yeah, they
Because it was
really
like
were.
we could have watched Super Mario with the other '90s Super with the John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins, and then we could have done Passengers with 65 because it's
Yeah.
isolation story. But like we still got to them, but it's how we get there. It doesn't matter. But as in trying to find like movies, and dude, we just said someone right
I
now.
mean, what about Charlie Day? We could do some Charlie Day. We'd do some horrible bosses, and then we can do one
Dude,
and two.
dude, we could do that, or we can do. I want to do something kind of similar. There's this movie that I really like. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's kind of in this. I think it's be the same realm. It's called Tag. Have you have
Oh
you,
yeah,
have you seen
yeah.
Tag?
I haven't, but I've heard
Oh,
about it.
dude, I think these two movies would go well together. Tag is dude.
Horrible bosses and tag.
Yeah, dude, because I
Okay.
think it's the same. I think it's like the same type of feel. All right,
Mhm.
so let's do that real quick. So Horrible Bosses came out first. Let's go. So we're moving on.
2011, I
Damn,
think.
2011. God, I remember that
Yeah.
movie like it was yesterday. Horrible. Okay, so we're moving on. We're doing Charlie Day. We're doing Horrible Bosses. Or no, we're not doing Charlie Day. We're just pick the Charlie Day movie.
Yeah.
Doing Horrible Bosses 2011, rated R, 1 hour 38 minutes. Comedy crime. Three friends conspire to murder their awful bosses when they realize they are standing in the way of their own happiness. Director Seth Gordon. Writers Michael Markowitz. John Francis Daly, shout out, repeat offender. Jonathan
Hey.
Goldstein. Stars Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, and Jason Sudeikis. And then we're going to watch it with Tag. Or we could do Horror Bosses too. But
No, no,
let's
no.
do
I
Tag.
think tag. I think tag's good.
Tag 2018, rated R, 1 hour 40 minutes. Comedy, action comedy. A small group of former classmates organized to an elaborate annual game of tag that requires some to travel all over the country. Director Jeff Tomsmick, writers Rob McTicktrick, Mark Stelline, and Russell Adams. Stars Jeremy Renner, Ed Helms, and Jake Johnson. All right. What do you think?
Boom.
All right, everybody. I think the show's over. We know where we're going. Horrible Bosses and Tag. We got a lot of pride. We only had a few repeat offenders in this.
Yeah, I mean, Passengers didn't have too terribly many characters in there, and then Super Mario Bros. I mean, even though it's a very colorful and elaborate movie, and not too terribly many voice actors in there too. At least repeat offenders.
No, yeah,
Um,
but all right, well, we're good to go. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with us side by side. We don't know how we get there, but we get there. We do what we got to do.
we just go with the flow.
All right, I'm CJ Robles.
I'm Ben Garrett.
Take care and peace out.
Have a good one.